20 tips for growing your social media presence. Fast. Tip number 1. Have a strong logo. Your logo game needs to be strong if you are going to succeed on social media. In an ideal scenario, people should consider following you on social media based on your logo and brand name alone. Tip number 2. Be consistent across channels. Have the same logo on Facebook as you do on Twitter. The same goes for your cover image, your profile name, etc. Tip number 3. And consistent in what you post. Likewise, consistency is crucial within each channel. People need to know what they can expect from you. Tip number 4. Study clickbait titles. These work for a reason. Don't post spam, but try to learn what it is about these titles that make people click. Tip number 5. Try using quizzes. Quizzes are fantastic for increased engagement as well as more sharing. Tip number 6. And games. Games keep people on your pages even longer. They also always impress your visitors. Tip number 7. Build a name for yourself in online communities first. If you want to post your content to Reddit or a Google Plus group, then you should spend some time there first building trust. Tip number 8. Use ads to bring in targeted leads. Adverts on Facebook can be very effective, especially when targeted towards specific individuals with relevant interests, hobbies, and careers. Tip number 9. Create lots of content and then schedule posts. To make sure your social accounts never go extended periods without any activity, try writing lots of content first and then setting it to post automatically. Tip number 10. Learn to take great photos. This will be a huge boon on Instagram and on Facebook, Pinterest, etc. Tip number 11. Sell your value proposition. Know why people are interested in your niche. How does your product/website make people's lives better? Tip number 12. Don't be afraid to get personal. A personal brand can be a very effective way to build familiarity and trust with your visitors. Tip number 13. Use your phone for personal posts. Having a phone on you that's set up with your business Twitter, etc. is very handy for posting ideas or funny photos you have throughout the day. Tip number 14. Invest in a good camera. This is the first and simplest way to make your photos much better. Tip number 15. Try live video streaming. It's a new technology that's very exciting and direct. It's also perfect for tapping into an as yet untapped market. Tip number 16. Use feed widgets. Show your social media feeds right on your WordPress blog's sidebar. Tip number 17. Find popular content with tools like BuzzSumo. If you're posting third-party content, then you can use tools like BuzzSumo to see what's currently trending and therefore very likely to get likes and shares. Tip number 18. Ask your fans what they want to see. Your social media followers aren't only useful for marketing too. They can also be excellent for market research, and if you ask them what they would want to see from you, then you have essentially a foolproof way to sell. Tip number 19. Think very carefully about your images. Don't just post whatever stock images you can dig up. Along with your title, images are one of the key things that will attract people to your posts. Tip number 20. Build fans, not followers. Ultimately, the aim is to build true fans who are as passionate as your brand as you are.